Hulu just dropped some fresh horror meat on their streaming platform in the form of Fresh 2022, directed by Mimi Cave. Let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie? Amen.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Well, I'm Pennywise the dancing now.
Oh, Lord of the beast!
God, don't do that.
But sometimes death is better.
Hey everybody, what's up? Killjoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we are doing a little review, spoiler review that is, of Fresh from 2022 that just dropped on Hulu yesterday. So you can check that out as of right now. I have nothing but good things to say about this film. This is genuinely one of the most surprising films of the entire year. I just heard about it last week, that the concept and like the idea behind it, Sebastian Stan is a psychopath killing people. I was all about that. That is all I knew about it going into this film, and it's so much more than that. Oh my god, this is a wonderfully complex, interesting thrill ride that does not stop throughout its entire runtime. I mean, I am so impressed by this film. It might be my favorite horror film of the entire year so far. Sebastian Stan kills it as Steve. I mean, absolutely amazing performance from him. It's unbelievably subtle, but it's psycho, and it's crazy the entire time. He has this, like, desire for human flesh. He's a cannibal. He eats people. He sells meat and like hair and people's clothes and shit to like these billionaires. That's horrifying. Great concept. Oh my god. I mean, it's nothing super, like that alone isn't super like original. Like I feel like we've seen that in other places. We've seen movies like this, but the way that it's done here with the tone and how it's like kind of like there's super bright lights, there's super bright, the tone is like lighter. It's kind of like sillier and fun and happy at points, even though it's dealing with incredibly dark subject matter and gore and blood and disgusting kills. It's a really messed up concept, but you have this contrary tone that really serves this movie well, I think. And we see that in Sebastian Stan's character, who lives a pretty decently normal life, but his job that he gets paid for is basically to be a psychopath and torture girls and cut them up into little tiny pieces, which is messed up, and I love it. Daisy Edgar Jones also gives a phenomenal performance as Noah, but Sebastian Stan, I had to just really point that out. That was such a surprise coming from the Winter Soldier for him to be this amazing psychopath killer in this movie. That was shocking. I had known he's a good actor. Like, he's really good as the Winter Soldier in the Marvel movies, but like, that's not too crazy of a role to play, honestly. If you're a buff dude, yeah, you could do that. This was a showcase of his true acting chops, I think, and we got something amazing from Sebastian Stan here, and Daisy Edgar Jones especially. This is also directed by Mimi Cave, in what I think is her directorial debut. Like, this is maybe her first feature-length film. She had directed a few short films in the past that I have not seen. This is the first time I'm even hearing of this person, but I'm unbelievably impressed. One person wrote this film as well, and I think that serves this film. When there's too many cooks in the kitchen, it can ruin the stew, as they say. So the fact that this was one person's vision and one person directing it, that's a really big deal. The writer and the director of this film, I praise both of them. I think the fact that it's one person's vision, you see that, it's clear, it's concise, it has something to say, and it gets that done. And this movie does not stop. This is like it's a Hulu original film, which streaming services don't typically have the best track record for pumping out like classics. It's good stuff, typically. It's good, it's not bad, but it's nothing that you write home about. This movie kind of breaks that mold, for me at least. This is a 10 out of 10 horror film. I think for a Hulu original, this is incredibly outstanding. This breaks a lot of new ground with psychological terror, and I really enjoyed it. It's fun, it's silly, it's scary, it's a mix of all these wonderful things that every film should have, and this one has all those things. It constantly keeps you on the edge of your seat by raising more questions about your already established characters than it answers. I mean, it will answer like a few things. They're like for example, the first act of this movie is basically just Sebastian Stan and Daisy Edgar Jones's character dating. That's all it is. And then suddenly it takes this massive crazy turn when Steve drugs Noah, and it just gets crazier and crazier throughout. I just think that, I don't know, I was incredibly impressed with this movie. I thought it was going one way when it went a totally different way, and the ending still leaves you with more questions than it answers. It raises even more questions. How deep does this business run? I mean, you get a little bit, you get some answers about what the hell's going on, and we get that especially in dialogue between Noah's character and Sebastian Stan's character when they're talking a little bit about, like, when was the first time you tried human meat? When was the first time you decided to, like, sell human meat to billionaires? The 1% of the 1%, that whole conversation. So we get some context there, but there's still a lot of questions left there's a lot of things that are left unsolved, which I think is really interesting. The character that, like, his wife character, Sebastian Stan, you kind of get the feeling that, like, maybe she was someone he captured beforehand because she doesn't have a leg. So what's up with that? Did he eat her leg? And did he now marry this woman, and now they're living together, they're working together, they're partners? That's really interesting. That is such an interesting angle that they never explicitly say, but it's implied, and that is so interesting to me, especially with this ending, how the movie actually ends with Noah's character, like, getting strangled by the wife character, and then we have her friend come over and ultimately finish the job and take care of our antagonist. It's a happy ending, but is it? Like, there's still more story to tell here, and I think that's what's interesting. It kind of ends almost in the middle of the story. There's definitely more to tell. There was that other guy that was with Steve's wife that was there. He's probably some kind of bodyguard character or some shit. Is he gonna let them get away alive? Like, is he gonna know that, oh shit, like, they just killed this girl, I gotta take care of these people, I gotta cover my tracks? Like, there's still so many questions left unanswered, and I love that. I think it makes it more mysterious and more scary. And I don't feel that way about every film. Sometimes if you leave some things unanswered, it feels like, well, you set that up and you didn't go anywhere with it. In this film, I feel like they set up a lot of things and they all of it goes somewhere, and it really supports the mysteries shrouded around this film. This movie's a 10 out of 10. I absolutely loved it. Highly recommend it. If you're looking for a fresh horror film, look no further than Fresh. This is my favorite horror movie of the year so far, and I'm genuinely impressed. I don't know what else to say. I only have good things to say about this film, which is rare. Check out Fresh if you haven't seen it. Thank you guys so much for watching this review video. What did you guys think about Fresh from 2022? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you all for watching my little review video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you could. It greatly helps this page grow. Also, if you could support me on Patreon, the link for that will be in the description below, as well as a Kickstarter campaign for a movie I'm trying to get made. So if you can check that out as well and support me over there, that would be pretty damn rad. Thank you all again for watching, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.